I want a salary cap. It's the only thing I'm looking at within this whole Major League Baseball lockout mess. The only thing. A cap-type system or bust. But honestly, if the owners have any inkling of what it is that they want, I can't figure it out. Good morning to you. Good Monday morning. I'm Dejan Kovacevic of DK Pittsburgh Sports. This is Daily Shot of Pirates. It comes your way bright and early every weekday if you're into football and or hockey. I also offer up daily shots of Steelers and Penguins where you found this. Rob Manfred and the MLB Executive Council presented, as they'd promised, the Players Union with a counter-proposal Saturday. And it was, by every account, worthless. All of the stances were exactly the same, with incremental approaches, like little stuff, $1 million here, $5 million there, on various things. It doesn't even matter what. It was purely for show. I'm going to say this until I'm blue in the face. Never have been on the owner's side. I want a salary cap. The best way to get a salary cap is for the owners to get united and get really mad and everything else that goes along with getting united, and for the players to succumb. Now, that sounds like, ooh, you've picked a side. No, it's not. I just want an outcome. I want a result. Just to clear up my own stance. Not that I matter. Not that my stance matters. Just trying to make sure that it's transparent. It's not about the owners. I have no idea what it is that they want. When the players have spoken, and there have been a couple of interviews in the past few days, they've done so with a really clear message. They're making it known what it is that they're hoping to get out of this deal. They're towing the company line the way you'd like if you were in a labor dispute of any kind. Whereas Manfred isn't even making sense. Like, someone asked him at this thing last Thursday about how lucrative it is being a Major League Baseball owner. And he was like, no, that's crazy. We had an investment bank look into that. Why they would have an investment bank look into that, I couldn't even begin to guess, but he said that there was a bank that looked into that for them, and that bank determined that those same owners would have been better off on the stock market. Well, I mean, it takes about 1.5 seconds to look on a Google search to find out that the Standard & Poor's 500 wasn't going to come anywhere near the kind of valuation increases that we've seen in baseball, including right here in Pittsburgh. If the Kansas City Royals sold for $1.2 billion, as they just did a handful of years ago, the Pirates are worth more than that. And at the time that the Nutting family purchased the Pirates, their portion of it, which Bob Nutting kept adding to, we might not even be talking about $150 million total that's been spent on the percentage of this baseball team. That's a massive investment. It's not cash. He hasn't cashed out, so he's not walking around with that money in his pocket. But barring an asteroid striking the Earth, he's going to be able to sell the team for some unbelievable sum of money someday. It's a breathtaking investment. What was Manfred thinking with that answer? What is he thinking at all? This portion of Daily Shot of Pirates is brought to you by our friends at North Shore Tavern. That's directly across Federal Street from PNC Park. It's home of Steak on a Stone, an eating experience, underscoring the word experience. The steak is brought to you partially cooked on an 800-degree stone, and you do the rest. It's a ton of fun, it's a great meal, and it's a baseball atmosphere like no other in Pittsburgh. North Shore Tavern, right across Federal Street from PNC Park. Here's what I wish, and you know what? I'll bet to a certain extent that the players would appreciate this as well. Just come out and say what it is you're looking for. You know, if all of this is some kind of ploy or ruse or delay tactic to paint the players as the slowdown in the process, as the holdup, that's not easy to do in a lockout, then just go right ahead. Just move to the next step, whatever that happens to be, and say, listen, what we really want here is a cap-type system. Or if it isn't that, say that thing. But there's never any indication on any front of what that is. And from the sounds of it, we're not in the room, we're not flies on the wall, but from everything that does make it out of these meetings, you don't get the sense that the players know either. It's more a matter of, well, players want this. Owners say no. Players want that. Owners say no. What is it that the owners are looking for? Why did they institute this lockout? So that they could come back and do these little incremental moves and have, 5 negotiating sessions in a 50-day span? During a lockout, which is of their volition? I just want to know what it is. I want to know what it is that they're doing. I don't think that's an unreasonable ask. I don't think it's an unreasonable ask for fans to know what it is that the owners are looking for. And it's definitely not an unreasonable ask for players to know. Sure, I'd love to uncover the truth that all they've really been doing here is trying to set up the players as the villains, and they're going to clamp down and get a salary cap system like every other sport has. At least you'd know. At least the players could then say, wow, really? That's what we're doing here? Okay, well, let's regroup. Let's figure out what's going on here and how we're going to react. As it is, this is nothing. What's happening right now is nothing. This is just a waste of time, and by the time we get to losing ball games, it's going to be a waste of money as well. Heck, I wonder if Manfred even knows. Do you think he even knows what it is that he's trying to achieve here? When we come back, just one question. Welcome back. It's time for J1Q, and today's comes from Les, who says, DK, you mentioned on the Friday podcast that some of the teams in baseball, mostly the lower revenue clubs, would not be thrilled with some of the recent owner proposals regarding free agent compensation in the draft lottery. You indicated that there was something the owners might ask for to appease these clubs. In your opinion, what might be one or two of those concessions that the owners would seek? For anybody who missed Friday's show, my reference, Les, actually wasn't to something that I suggested that certain owners weren't happy with. It was right out of Manfred's mouth. He said there were some owners that weren't in favor of giving up draft pick compensation when it comes to signing free agents, draft lottery, and stuff that all just really, if we're looking at it parochially, hurts Pittsburgh. Both of those hurt Pittsburgh. You would hope that the Pirates were among the teams that were upset about that. If Manfred were to go ahead and ask for things that would appease these clubs, like the Pirates, you'd have to presume, one, that the Pirates expressed any form of disdain. I don't know that. And two, that Manfred has any idea what he's doing. You know? What if he was just looking for a couple of concessions to give up this weekend? What if he was looking for just a couple of bones to try to stall the thing further? toward whatever end? And what if he did it and made a handful of teams like the Pirates angry and said, yeah, okay, and? See, this is what I mean when I say that this is maddening. Because you don't even know what it is that he wants, or if he has any idea what he wants. The players have entered this negotiating environment fully prepared. I can't state that strongly enough. And that is to the credit, that's credit, not criticism, of Scott Boras. Because all of these various things that you read and hear that are coming from the union, they are right out of the Boras playbook. And if you want an example, for those of you who still don't believe me on this, did you happen to catch the stuff that emerged over the last couple of days about how there wouldn't be any more Kumar Rocker type examples with the draft? Remember Rocker, the guy that everyone was initially hoping the Pirates would get in the draft from Vandy, and then he kind of fell down the list a little bit. Well, he went to the Mets, number 10 overall. He was a Boras guy, still is. The Mets did a medical exam, didn't like something they saw in the elbow, and just basically threw Rocker right back into the pile, which is their right. And that made Boras insane. And every time he doesn't get what he wants, his first thought, and I know this from dealing with him firsthand, is to change the system. And like magic, what do you know? The Kumar Rocker thing shows up on the agenda over the weekend. Know why? Yeah, that's why. Do you think that there is one active player on any of the 30 major league teams who could give a rat's patootie about Kumar Rocker or any draft pick? Answer is an obvious no. It's always the rookies and the prospects who are the first to get rolled under the bus in these negotiations, because you need to get the active players' vote to get the thing ratified. That's just Boras getting his message through. But at least he has. At least his concerns are getting heard. What are the concerns, collectively or otherwise, of the 30 owners? What are the concerns of Bob Nutting and the Pittsburgh Pirates or other teams in similar situations? What are they? What are the concerns of this sitting commissioner? We just don't know, and it's crazy. It's crazy. They didn't even, this isn't a strike. This isn't a work stoppage. This is a lockout. This was the owners mandating this with absolutely no palpable underlying principle. I appreciate the question. I appreciate everyone listening to Daily Shot of Pirates. We'll do another one tomorrow.